If I were starting a business in 2025, here's exactly what I would do. I'm gonna show you my 16 years of experience in business in 10 minutes. If I had to start my business all over again in 2025, I would do it completely differently. And what I'm about to share with you is crucial. Every single point matters. Miss even one and you will waste years of time, money, and energy. But here's the thing. Most people crash and burn on point number 4. That's where the fear kicks in. And that's why so many businesses never really takes off. So if you're dreaming of starting your own business this year, listen closely. This will save you years of trial and error. And if we haven't met yet, hi, I'm Joanna Harmony. I help women build strength-based online businesses they love. Meaningful, joyful, and built to last. I show them how to use their natural talents as fuel and how to turn childhood traumas from blocks into power. All right, let's start with the first point. Point number 1 is that I would start with myself, not with idea. When I first started, I spent months looking for the perfect business idea. I followed trends, looked at what other people were doing, and tried to copy strategies. But here's the truth. If your business isn't aligned with who you are, your strengths, your values, your natural talents, you will burn out fast. And in the age of AI, it's even more important because AI can generate information, systems, even strategies. But what it cannot replace is you, your perspective, your lived experience, your unique combination of strengths. When you build on your strengths, you're not forcing yourself into someone else's box. You create something that feels natural, and that's where consistency and momentum come from. So in 2025, I would begin with me. What do I love? What I am naturally good at? What problems do I feel called to solve? And that's the real foundation. Point number 2, instead of endless courses, I would start with conversations. Back then, I thought I had to learn everything: marketing, branding, copywriting. I spent more time studying than actually building. Today, I know the shortcut. I talk to people. And I mean real people, not only ChatGPT. Your potential clients, people who are struggling with the things you know how to solve, using your strengths, because that's where your best business ideas are hiding. Ask them about their problems, their dreams, their frustrations. Those conversations give you more clarity than any course. Business is not built in theory, it's built in relationships. Point number 3. I would create one simple offer because, you see, I used to overcomplicate everything. I wanted the big online course covering all my knowledge and experience. I wanted the perfect funnel, the fancy launch, and now I know your first product doesn't have to be huge or impressive. In fact, it shouldn't be. Start with something simple that solves one clear problem: a session, a workshop, a mini program. And here's when your strengths come in again. If you have talents like focus or discipline, this part will feel easier. You're naturally good at cutting through the noise and sticking with one direction. That's a gift. But maybe your strengths are more like ideation or input. If that's you, you probably wake up with 10 new brilliant ideas every morning. That creativity is amazing, but it can also keep you stuck because choosing one feels almost impossible. The trick? Use your talents wisely. Let your ideation or input help you brainstorm, explore possibilities, and then use another strength, maybe strategic, maybe achiever, to pick one and take action. Because here's the secret: you only discover what works by doing it, not by planning how to earn 6 figures in 3 months, not by building the perfect website, but by actually putting something out and seeing how people respond. Point number 4. I would focus on visibility from day one. And yes, this one is a real deal breaker. This is where so many people crash and burn, because visibility is scary. You start thinking, what if someone steals my idea? What if people judge me? What if I'm not good enough yet? What if nobody watches? And it's embarrassing. And I get it. I've been there. And that's why most people hide behind logos, Canva design, or endless preparation. It feels safer than actually showing your face, your voice, your thoughts. But the truth is, if nobody knows you exist, your business doesn't exist. You can't run a secret business from your closet and expect the world to magically find you. And here's where your strengths make all the difference. If you have talents like communication or woo, visibility will be just natural. You thrive when you connect with people, when you share stories, when you are in front of the audience. That's your strength. Just use it. But if your strengths are more like analytical, deliberative, or intellection, visibility might feel like walking on thin ice. You overthink, you prepare endlessly, you want every word to be perfect. And that's okay. Those strengths are powerful too. You can use them to create structure, clarity, and depth in what you share. Your audience will feel your thoughtfulness. So, whichever strengths you have, whichever talents you have, the key is to show up your way, not perfectly, not polished, but real, valuable, and human. Because visibility is not optional, it's the engine of your business. And point number 5, I wouldn't try to do it alone. This is one of the biggest mistakes I made, thinking I had to figure out everything by myself. I told myself I had to be strong, independent, that asking for help was weakness. And maybe you know that feeling too. When you're sitting late at night trying to solve everything on your own with Google and coffee as your only teammates. But here's the truth. My biggest breakthroughs never happened alone. They came when I allowed myself to be supported, when I surrounded myself with mentors, masterminds, and communities of women who were walking the same path. And here's where strengths play a role too. If you have talents like responsibility or achiever, you probably feel like you should carry it yourself. But that strength can also trap you in overwork and isolation. On the other hand, if you have relator or connectedness, leaning into relationships will feel natural, and those connections will multiply your growth. Because support is not just about learning strategies, it's about encouragement when you want to quit. It's about clarity when your mind gets messy. It's about accountability when your motivation dips. So in 2025, I would invest in support earlier. Not wait until I'm exhausted, not wait until I've wasted years. Because trying to do it all alone is the slowest and the hardest way to build. Together, is faster. Together is lighter. And honestly, together is just much more fun. So, if I was starting a business in 2025, here's exactly where I'd begin. With myself, because alignment beats hustle every time. With conversations, because people are your best strategy. With one simple offer, because clarity is stronger than complexity. With visibility from day one, because a secret business from your closet won't pay the bills. And with support around me, because together is faster, lighter, and so much more fun. Not with perfect branding, not with a giant course, not with hustling 24/7, but with clarity, alignment, and the courage to take the very first step. And now let me ask you, if you were starting your business today, what would be your very first step? Please share it in the comments because I would love to hear your thoughts. And if you want to discover your Gallup strengths and use them as the foundation of your business, I create a practical and free mini guide, 3 steps to make your strengths really work for you and your business. Download it for free. The link is right below in this video. Don't forget to subscribe, because here I share the lessons I wish someone told me those 16 years ago. Lessons that will save your time, energy, and lots of sleepless nights. Because your business should not only make money, it should also feel good inside. See you next time.